Let me invite everybody back. Sorry. I knew I should have been looking up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the hell they're doing it for 1 hour. Like, that's so idiotic. So idiotic. Like, I don't... It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright, so I'm just leaving that there for now. Okay. It doesn't look so pretty at the moment, but it'll be okay. Okay, so, Jody, is Jody back? Yes. Alright, so for my, what is this thing called again? For my tester, this is the closure that I did on it. It just has a flap closure, right? And these are the 2 flaps that we worked on before. So now we're going to do pockets. So I kind of got this full page, multi-tier type pocket going on. So we're going to do that next. I'm going to bring out my cutter for this. So if you have a cutter, go ahead and grab it. Get some stuff out of my way. You're going to need another full greeting card, and we're going to cut it in half. That's the cool thing too about this, is that like when you're using greeting cards and they're all the same size, you could literally just chop another one in half, and it makes it a whole lot easier to work with because the width is the same, right? So you don't have to like do any measurements or anything like that for it. Now, for my tester one, right, I did 3, and we got 2 diagonals going this way and then 1 going the opposite way. If you guys want to just stack them, you know, like regular pockets, if you don't want them diagonal, that's totally up to you. You don't have to cut them diagonal or whatever. You know, however you want to make your pockets, that's on you. I'm going to continue with the diagonal. Okay. And we have 3. So we're going to kind of we're going to make 1 pocket from one and then 2 pockets from the other one. Alright? And to get my diagonal line, I mean, really, all I did was, because once again, this is the same shape. This is the same size that we're working with, right? So it's going to be very, very easy to just cut at a diagonal. Okay? Just cut it at a diagonal. However you want your diagonal, if you want something a little bit more steep, you would kind of work more from the corner of your paper. But yeah, I just have my paper diagonalized like that, if that diagonalized is even a word, and I chop. Okay, and this is going to be the center and the lower pockets, right? So you see, they just match up perfectly because they're from the same paper and everything. All right, and now I want to make my other pocket a little bit higher than the other one. So I'm going to make myself a little bit of a mark. I'm going to draw a bit of a dash there and there, just so that I know where I, need to cut above. And I'm just going to, you guys can't see what I'm doing really, but the marks that I just made, I'm lining them up with my cutting line, and then I'm just pulling it back. Okay, and then I think probably about an inch above that line is where I'm going to cut. And that's what we're going to snip off. Okay. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't like that part, so I'm going to cut it again. And all I'm going to do is keep, I only want to really cut the other end off, so I'm just going to line up the shorter end with the cutting board, like the cutting line, and the end I really want to cut off. It's going to go out a little bit further. I hope to God that makes sense to you guys, because I know with this thing you can't see it. I'm sorry. You know, it would be really, really cute as well if you had some like decal scissors. You can just trim it to have a little, hi Ashley, to have a little bit of a decorative edge. That's something that you're wanting to do. Okay. If you want to do any inking, decal scissors. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're called decal scissors. I need to trim this one too, because it's annoying me. Sorry. Yeah, Wendy, you didn't know they're called deckled scissors, Wendy? Figure scissors? Nope. Not here. Not here, my friend. Okay. There we go. And now that I'm thinking about it, we could even add in... how was this? Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to glue these all together. I'm going to work here first and then glue them into the folio. So my longest, wait. No, I'm not going to ink them. We're just going to keep going. So the biggest pocket is going to be laying down. I'm going to take the middle one, run glue around 3 sides, and then lay it on top of the other one. Decal is just a fancy word for decorative. And that is all. I'm pretty much just squeegeeing the glue to make sure we have a nice bond between the layers. Hi, Journal Bliss. How are you? Really? Stop. I'm getting glue everywhere. That's what a glue eraser is for. Oh, I'm glad. Alright, and then the other bit, you're going to do the same thing, right? Just glue. Wendy just thought it was us Americans. Calico, thank you for the follow. Alright, now, here's a little bit of a trick, okay? Before you glue this down, it's 3 pockets. We're going to have 1, 2, and it's going to be the 3rd. Okay, before you go in here and you glue them down, line them up, alright? Because when you're talking about gluing another piece of paper down on already pre-sized paper, you see I have a little bit of an overlap because we layered them. So I'm going to take this entire thing, now that I have it all nice and glued, and I'm just going to trim it a little bit. Just a little bit. It's easier to trim it as it's all glued than to trim it individually, because this way it will be completely lined up. And I'm going to trim just a smidgen from both sides. Really? You're gonna give me a problem right now? This is what you want to do? You want to give me a problem right now? I'll trim it. It'll be fine. That's because that's where the glue is. I'm only trimming, like, when I tell you I'm trimming just a smidge, that's literally all I'm trimming. Look, this is it. But I'm going to trim this from both sides. Because you don't want to chop off all your glue, okay? We did glue. So we don't want to chop off all the glue. So we're just taking like less than 1/4 of an inch from each side. Yeah, when I bring this thing out, you guys aren't going to be able to see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. But there's like, I have to remember safety first. Like, that's what we're looking at right now. Right, I just have it under here. I have just the edge there, and that's what I'm going to cut off. And we're trimming this so that it fits better in our folio. And I actually may have trimmed off a little bit too much. I did. I trimmed off a little bit too much, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all the same color. Mine blends in probably too well. I'm going to have to put some ink on that last one so you guys can see. You can't see the... Yeah, that's because I didn't ink anything. I'm going to get it, Chrissy. Hold on. Is that a little bit better? Okay. It's okay. That's fine. Once again, this, you guys don't have to make exactly what I make, right? If you want to make 4 pockets, 5 pockets, 6 pockets, you do. You know, it does not have to be exact. I want you guys to use your creativity. I want you guys to make something that's going to, you know, work for you and whatever you plan on using it for. Yeah, this is literally just the basics of how to do something. The first time you need to make it exact. I understand that too, Chrissy. Did you guys hear the screaming? Yep, to each their own. Okay, so now we're gonna come in and we're gonna glue it down. And look, I overcut mine a little bit. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do though, because here's why I cut it down, okay? Here, when you close this, if you have this completely pushing on that score line, it's gonna get wonky over time. So it's kind of better anyway to push it away from that score line so that the pockets have time to, like, room to grow. This little closure here will have room to go. Grow, not go, grow. And we're just going to glue along the 2 sides and the bottom. Remember, the more glue that you put on there, the less space you're gonna have, right? I kind of went wide here, so that's gonna make my pocket a little bit smaller, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Melissa, thank you for the follow. And just glue it down. I'm gonna need to hold mine for a little bit because this paper is very, very thick. I don't want to make sure it has a good adherence. I think we're gonna be okay. Your glue works great until now. Yeah. That sounds about right, Chrissy. Alright, so you guys, when you fold it over, you see how thick that looks? Like, it's already thickened up. Mine especially, because like this is craft cardstock, and it's a nice little thickness, so it thickens up very, very quickly. And once again, that's why you want a nice space in between the two cards that we originally used, so they can grow and it can expand. Alright, so we got the pockets. Let me see. Oh, shit. Alright, so next we're going to put in a little notepad. I'm thinking real quick though. Do we want to put in the notepad like that, or do we want a removable notepad? We're going to keep it like this for now. I did it this way. We're going to keep it. All right. So I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets. So that makes this a 12 sheet little notepad. I use staples. I'm going to use staples again. If you guys want to sew it in there, have fun, but I'm using staples. So just grab yourself some paper. I'm actually going to use some white paper. You don't look? Yeah, Wendy, don't look. Don't look, Wendy. Yeah, Wendy's not a stapler. But, you know, it can. You just got to know how to use it. Okay, let me get some different paper. So get whatever scrap paper you want, fold it over, trim it down to the size you need it. You could do 5 sheets, you could do 4, like whatever, how many ever sheets you want, that's how many you do. Just remember, the more paper you put in there, the thicker it gets. And once again, that's why you want a bit of a wider space with that hinge. I'm gonna eyeball my trimming because I'm wild like that. And we're just gonna trim them. Trim up the papers. Trim up the papers. I will trim my papers to be a little bit shorter than the marks that I put, so that there's no overlap. Because when you have a tiny space like this, it doesn't work the same as a book. Because the way it's folded, the paper is going to be kind of like folded in on itself, and the greeting cards, so you're not going to have a lot of space for like overhang on the pages. Hi Julie, how are you? Okay. This is not a special stapler. This is a stapler that I got from a clothing office 10 years ago. Now I need to kind of close up my... So for me to work on this, alright, this is what we're looking at. The greeting card to the left side of the hinge, I'm folding that in itself, on itself, and then I'm going to take it and fold it there, okay? But I'm also going to try to push this out so that that score line, I have that space. And I'm just going to take something and clamp it down. To make it, this is just to make it easier to work with, okay? Then I'm gonna take my paper open it up. I'm gonna clamp that as well. And I'm gonna line it up with the center. Okay. Your stapler, I can just pull mine like that, and that will allow me to do the stapling that I need. I have a piece of styrofoam. And just come back in here and line this up the best that I can. You know what, I think, actually, now that, you do want to try to get the staples in that crease as best as possible. So I'm really trying to do that. Let me take that off. Now that I'm okay. Alright, and I'm actually gonna flip this over once I have my paper lined up, and I'm going to staple exactly on that score line. It got off a little bit, but that's okay. Now when you turn that over, your staples are going to look like that. It's snowing. So all I will do, come in here with something flat and flatten the staples. Once again, if you don't want to do this with staples, you don't have to. You can do it by sewing it in. I didn't get it exactly on that score line, but it's okay. I will make it work. There we go. So, if you wanted to stop just like this, you could. This could be like the most simple, basic folio if you wanted it to be. Alright? But no, we're going to go ahead and put on the closure now. I'm going to glue my fabric down a little bit better on that side, on the back side. So, we're working on the right side. The right side, okay? So we got our two cards. We got them both flipped in. We're going to take our right side and flip it over. And this is the part that we're going to be working on. If you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, mark it. I'm just going to write back. It's going to be covered, so it's okay. Okay. Now, we're going to need our scoreboard again. So the staples are here. So this is our back. The staples on the card. And then the staples on the paper. You're welcome. Let me know when you're ready. You're okay? Is everybody else okay? Everybody else ready? Ready? Ready, ready? Alrighty. Remember, we're going to be working on the back, okay? But we're going to put this aside for a minute. You're going to get another card, okay? We're going to do a little bit of pre-measuring beforehand, because this is already chunky, right? This is already getting full. We haven't added anything to our pockets yet. We haven't added any other pockets or a belly band. So the closure is going to come around like this and go to the front, right? So essentially our card is going to wrap around. Our new card, we're going to make it so that we're going to cut it down, but just so you guys have like some type of visual, we need this to smoothly wrap around all of this. Okay. So the card that you have, I'm gonna mark mine too. Okay. So this is going to be the back. And we're going to glue this down so it turns into a pocket. Alright, so that's going to be a back pocket. The other side is going to be our closure flap. Okay? We're going to score. But we're going to score on the closure flap, not the back pocket. Does that make sense? Sorry, hit the camera. So it's going to be a little bit cray-cray, but alright, so you guys see, I have mine, you know what, I'm going to turn it right side up. That's fine. It's going to work either way. Alright, so I'm going to turn it right side up. My back pocket is to the left side. Okay. Score line. We're going to score to the right side because this is our closure. And, oh man, do I want to do... You got behind, Susan? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. Would half an inch... I feel like half an inch might be too big. Maybe not. Alright, we're going to do a half an inch. Okay, so we're going to score from to the right of the pre-made score line a half an inch. We want to make sure that we have enough space to grow that folio. Your stapler didn't work? Okay, you're not too far behind. Did you get your paper in? I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to score the back side as well. That's a, hold on. Let me get my ruler out. It's like a little less than 1.5 centimeters. You could do 1.5 centimeters. Well, it's all down on the scoreboard, right? So let me turn it over. Okay, so my scoreboard here. I marked back pocket, okay? Back pocket is down like this. So the greeting card score, we're going to go out to the right half an inch and score again. Okay, so you're caught up, Susan? Are you caught up to where I am, or are you caught up with the paper? Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to be moving on. Alrighty, so now we're just going to bend along that new score line that we created, okay? So you see, we're going to have something that looks kind of like that. Now, we're going to work on, hold on. Okay, that's going to be like that. Okay, it's going to fold in like that. Your flap here, you can do whatever you want with this. If you want to leave it the way it is, you can leave it the way it is. If you want to round your corners, and that's all you want to do, round it. If you want to create a weird shape on it, create a weird shape on it. If you want to create the triangle, like I did on this one, create the triangle. If you want to cut it into like a little square, a circle, whatever, creative freedom, okay? I'm probably going to stick to my triangle and call it a dang day, because that's what I know. And I can get it done fairly quickly. Oh, wait, no, not that one. What's the half point between 7? What's half of 7? Help somebody. Ah. 3.5. Thank you, Susan. You'd think I would know this, right? But nah. Yes, this is the short side of the flip. Yes. Alright. I'm going to pick it up and show you guys again. Alright. So once again, this is our back pocket. I wrote back pocket. This is our original score line. This is the score line that we made. So now this, the right side of this card that we're working with is going to be our flap. So we're working on the right side of the card. That's our flap. Which is, yes, shorter side. And I made me a point at 3.5. So to get that triangle shape, all I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a line from the point to the corner of that score line that we made. If you want, ow, shit, ow. If you want to do a circle, you could have done the same thing with the compass, or, you know, you would have, not that way, but you would have found your half and you would have created your circle, yada, yada, yada. I stabbed myself. And I want these lines nice and crisp. So we're bringing out the chopper. That's totally okay, Susan. Make it your own. Rounded your corners? Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna try to get this lined up as best as possible. And chop. We're gonna go back and do it again. And chop. So the cool thing is, right, once you cut these off, these can actually become tuck spots. So once you cut off these, if you do the triangle, tuck spots. And I need to erase my lines. He's having a good old time in there. I will round this bit off. And because it's so pointy, it does not round completely, but it's okay. I'll just go in with my scissors. Thank you, Susan. Yes, thank you, Susan. I'm gonna have to move my phone down because I don't want this to get cut off again. Susan Keen, that's very, very normal. Honestly, it is so normal. I've glued things upside down so many times, I can't even tell you. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of put this over there. Oh yeah, I'm so glad we did a 1/2 inch. Because that's, yeah, that was needed. Alright, so now, okay, we're going to take this back pocket piece and we're going to glue it down to this back, okay? Yes. Thank you, Susan. Okay, so I have it laid down like this. All right, we have the folio, we have the cover. So what I'm going to do is take the cover part and just, it's going to be, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. This is going to be a pocket. All right. So what we're gluing is the top and the bottom, and along the original score line. That's where we're gluing to make it a pocket. Okay? Top, bottom, left side of the original score line. And I'm going to use a nice amount of glue here. Okay, so when you put it down, your flap, make sure your flap is facing how the book opens. Okay, so I say book, folio. The folio opens this way. We're going to take this piece that we're gluing down, the flap, make sure it's pointing to the left, and you place it down on top of each other. I'm going to flip it over just a little bit to make sure that I have it lined up here. When you glue it down, you're going to want that original score line to be poking out a little bit to give yourself room. Book folio. Yeah, it's a book folio. That's a book folio. So yeah, the original score line, you're going to want to see that. Do not glue the folio directly to that score line because you're not going to have a good fold. And once again, I need to use some of these things. A book folio. You know, I'm used to making books. I don't do a lot of folios. Actually, I don't. I've done a couple of folios before. Yes, the pocket is in the back of the folio. The pocket is on the back of the folio. Right here. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yes. $4.58. All right, let me move my camera down. Sorry, y'all. Gotta put it in front of my face so I can see it. Ugh. Kind of have the munchies. I think I may need a snack. Alright, so are we all on the same page? Your stomach's growling. I had some chicken at like 2:20, so it's getting time for me to get something again. Yeah, I definitely wanted to make it fairly easy for everyone to be able to do this. But also, you know, once again, the concept being greeting cards so that you're able to use something, you know, from your trash stash. Damn it. Really? You're not gonna bug in me? Just gonna bug me, huh? Asshole. And we're not done yet, right? So what I did on here, so I didn't put anything on this section yet. And so I made like this pocket flip thing. And I really like that it has like a flip. But then I was like, what the hell am I going to put there? I was like, I have no idea what I want to put there. Do you guys have any ideas? Because at this point, you know, it's a very basic book. Easy and basic. So what would you guys... No, I don't have a puzzle yet. Not yet. What would you guys like to see? Because, you know, of course, I thought of the... I thought of the belly band, the more pockets... But I'm like, oh, that's like everything that, like, that's what all the folios have in them. I want something different. So I like that I have a flip there, but what do I want to put on that flip? A journal card? Oh, Susan, you're right. We could do like, I don't know if I have anything to, hold on, I'm thinking. Shaker. No puzzle yet, I'm looking. I wish I had a square brown paper bag. Like a square, because then we could snip that off and we could glue that here and we could have one of those little pop-up boxes. Yoli, thank you for the follow. But I'm trying to figure out how I could... I mean, I kind of know how to make a paper bag, to be honest. Are you talking about the envelope thing, Susan? No. Where did you send it? I don't want it to be anything that I don't know how to make yet, cuz that would be like a whole different tutorial. I'm live, so I'm not going to be able to see it. It's a hinge. It's a hinge. It's a hinge. Oh, so I don't remember it, Susan. I get sent a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. I think I got sent like 3-4 things today already. I'm just kind of like wasting time also thinking right now to see about this puzzle. Where did you send it to now? Well, once again, if you send it to Mar Crafting, I could see it. I can't see it on Marmar because I'm live on Marmar. But then again, guess what? I don't always get my video, oh my God, what are those things called? My messages. Like, it'll show that someone sent me a message and it won't pop up for hours. Okay. Oh yeah, Wendy, that would be a whole that needs to be a whole live on its own. That needs to be a live all on its own. That would be a fun live though. Did you guys hear my shoulder crack? I lifted my arm and my shoulder went since it's Smart Crafting. Alright, Susan, let me see if it'll pop up. Yeah, look, this is our messages. Nothing is there. And I refreshed. Nada. Probably, Wendy. Doppelganger? Okay. There we go. That popped up. Oh, that's cool. Alright. But I don't know how to do that right now. I don't know how to do that. So I would have to look at videos to figure that one out first. before I got to be able to do it. I do know, hold on a second. Let me, hold on. Let me play with something real quick, okay? That is a cool pop-up though. And Wendy too sent a photo of like 12 pop-ups. And I'm like, that would be like we should do a whole live on pop-ups. But I do, hold on. I know my very simple one, so. I'm thinking here, y'all. I'm sorry. I need a bigger piece of paper. Need a bigger piece of paper? Good thing I have paper all around me. Ow. Okay, so so essentially this would be like this. That's literally what I did. I had another one. I'm gonna cut this down already. You guys want to see how I figure things out? I guess we're taking this. We're gonna take this live to a whole different whole different level. Dang it. Alright, so this is just another card, okay? Just so you guys can follow, if anything. And if, you know, we continue doing this. This is another card, alright? So I have it front, back, but I turned it landscape. And I just lined it up with the bottom. Took it away from that score line. And I just drew myself a line so I know where to cut it. That's it. If you cut too small and one big line. So I know the, damn it, and of course I got it uneven because I'm using my dang scissors to cut this with. Y'all, these cards are so thick. Alright. So concept is, right, we have this here. So what I'm thinking of doing is whether you want to call it a W pop-up or a V pop-up, whatever. It's the only pop-up that I've done. The pop-up that's in the Mickey journal. Okay? And you fold your paper in half, because that's what I'm using right now. Okay? And then you fold those halves in half. That's the simple W or M pop-up. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking, somehow putting it here and here, and we open it, it's gonna do something like that. Right, so imagine, don't even imagine, I'm just going to chop it down. I'm trying. But what are we going to do with it when it opens? See, that's the part, right? So we have it here. And then it opens, it comes out like this. But what are we going to do with that? What are we going to add in there? A file. I almost, like, tell me if I'm crazy. Okay, tell me if I'm really crazy. I almost feel like it would be super cool to, right, like, and I'm thinking of a finished product, right? To turn one of these into a pocket. Each one of these would be a pocket. So, like, if you do the simplicity of it first, which is this, and then you take a colored or decorative cardstock and you glued it to each section, you could create a pocket or like 4 mini belly bands or something, so you could slide stuff in. Is that too, like, is that too generic? Is that too crazy? I don't know. Too generic or too crazy, or just not enough, like, no sense at all? You know what? We're going to glue this down. I'm just going to glue this down because it is what it is. So, when you're doing a pop-up like this, right? Like I said, it's going to be a W, okay? A W. So we're gluing this end and this end. And it's going to be glued down like that. So the center is popped up. And I think this is literally like the basic of the basic pop-ups that you can do. You can put this in 2 pages in a journal. And when you open it up, you put like a butterfly or something there. And it'll pop up. Look, I haven't gotten the stupid puzzle yet. Okay. So, are you guys going to follow along with me? We're just going to go with this. And then we'll figure it out as we go. I'm getting cold. Who's Problem Child 1.0? You, Wendy? Are you calling yourself Problem Child now? Did you guys cut down another card? The W paper. Oh, yeah. Oh, Chrissy. Sorry we're running long today. Have a good evening. So did everybody? cut down their card or no? I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna get a puzzle or not, but I need it out of my face. You're just watching today? Alright. Susan, you're with me? Do you have your W paper? Yeah? Jody? You're putting a back pocket? Okay. That works too, Susan. Did you cut down another card and a piece of paper for the W pop-up? I know, that looks like an M, but it's gonna be like that. You swiped out, but you're ready? Okay. Alright, so we're gonna put our folio to the side for a minute. Alright. Make sure you're looking at a W, okay? The pop-up point should be in the center. The two flaps that we're gonna go down should be on the left and the right. Okay? So we're going to glue this side and we're going to glue this side. So one side first, and we're going to put it flush with the edge. Y'all see how I just tossed that on there and then scooted it all back. So with that glued down, you're just gonna you're gonna see it coming like that. I'm just gonna give it a good smoosh to make sure it's all adhered well. Okay, fold it all back in. Now we're gonna glue that bit. Don't get off your paper. Don't glue other things together like me. And with that laying down, you just close the card up and it's going to catch on. Give it a good rub. Rub it up, dub, dub, dub. And then you have the pop-up. Okay. Then we're going to come in here. I'm going to close it up because that's how we're going to get a better... That's how we can work with it better. Make sure you're working on the correct orientation. And this is going to be a pocket. So we're just going to glue on 3 sides. The 2 sides, the bottom, which is the bottom is the where the score line is. And you're going to go in and glue it down. Let me... Sorry. Just trying to make sure you guys can see. I don't think I'm going to be getting a puzzle. This cardstock does not like being glued at all. Alright. And there's a little pop-up that can be turned into whatever we want, I guess. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Yeah, I really do think it would be cool to decorate each one and like either make it, like I said, make it into a pocket or like tuck spots, right? So like if you put cardstock here, just glue it on the top and the bottom. And you have like a whole pocket that can go straight through. Right, like that, like that. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Do we want to add anything else? If you want this covered, you could easily add another cover here and turn that into a pocket as well. Because, right, that's the concept of folios. Folios are typically put into journals that are heavily decorated to give alternate writing space and stuff like that. So we should do a belly band here. But I don't want to put just like a generic belly band. So we'll keep one space free for now. I mean, I could put it and decorate it later. So what happened, Wendy? What happened? I'm going to go ahead and add my generic belly band. This is just a piece of the paper that I used from there that I grabbed. Yeah. I'm so off today. I'm so off. Like, so off. It's annoying. Because I didn't want to put like a boring belly band there. I really wanted to put like something with decoration, but yeah. So here we go. And I think I'm going to put my belly band off-centered. Because whatever's poking out from the belly band, I want more on this side to be seen than this side. Because this side is closer to the journal. Well, to the little notepad. So, a little belly band there. That's all a belly band is. That is it. a piece of paper glued on two sides. I need to trim it. Needs to be trimmed. Did I just screw myself? I did. Oh well. I'll trim it later. I'll use my scissors, my utility knife to trim it. Alright, so closure. You guys can use whatever closure you want. If you want to wrap around, if you want to use Velcro. I might use Velcro on this one. Probably not today, but I'll use Velcro on this one. Any questions? I don't know how you guys are still watching me. You're troopers. Because holy shit, it's awful. No? Okay. Oh gosh. And no, seriously though, I'm not like no more unplanned family gatherings. No more. Thank you, Susan Keen. I hope you guys learned something. At least. I hope you learned something. Jody. Jody, if you did mean it like that, it's okay. I'm sick of myself right now, so. Oh, gosh. On how to grow nails like mine. Don't do any housework, Julie. If you guys decide to post it, tag me in your video or photo, please. I definitely want to see what you guys make. Thank you all so much for being here. Finger hearts. Friday night, 10 p.m. EST. I think we're doing a Telegram craft chat. Love the advice. That's not true. I do housework. I do. Yes. Thank you all. Have a good Sunday evening. Once again, finger hearts. Bye.